Man, is that going to be a homecoming for Central, perhaps? Both teams, again, want to get it on track to win here today. Morgan taking on their second game. This is the third game for the Eagles. And I tell you, there's quite a few Eagle fans in the stand here. They came out to support their team today.
Yeah, absolutely. North Carolina Central, they travel well. Normally, anytime they have any sporting event, they are probably one of the top teams as far as fan participation. As we get a good shot at Aaron Moore.
All right,
Owens Mills, Maryland, and we're about underway here as Brandon Gilbert sets the kickoff for the Eagles.
Oh, yeah.
Looks like Moore will be the return man here. Going outside. Nice return by, that was number 20, Jay Wilson. So the Morgan State Bears will start on offense. Let's get a look at their starting lineups here. Wide receiver, number 82, is Robert Surratt. The other wide receiver is Terrell White. Tight end is Sean Simmons. Fullback is Jeffy Sherifant. The tailback sensation is Devin James. Up front, the big guys, they call themselves the Trench Mob. Lawrence Brewer, Robert Norris, Dwayne Smith, Dwayne Delaney, and Dakari Grimsley. And as we mentioned, the quarterback for the Bears is the transfer from Akron, Carlton Jackson.
I saw there was a penalty that took place on the return of the kick. The ball was actually spotted at the 28, but now spotted to the 34.
So it'll be 1st and 10 for the Bears as they come out in the shotgun formation. Jackson under center. Wilson in motion. Handoff. It's to Devin James to the left side. James with a lot of room. Getting outside, and he is at the 40 of the Eagles.
Looks like number 7 making the play there. Vic for North Carolina Central, a sophomore linebacker from out of Fort Washington, Maryland, finally putting the drop on him.
Well, we talked about Devin James. A nice halfback draw there as Devin James getting outside. He's a great specimen in the backfield out of Miami, Florida. One of 22 players on this team from Miami, from Florida.
Picks up a big first down. It's going to balls all the way down to the 39-yard line. 1st and 10 for Morgan.
So the Morgan with the spread offense here. 5 wide receiver set. Jackson has a receiver. His first target is Edward Baptiste, the junior wideout, with the reception.
Baptiste, young man from out of Miami, Florida, junior, stands at 6'1", about 175. Nice speed, good wide receiver. Morgan starting to do what they want to do early in this game.
It'll be 2nd down for Morgan State, whose offense looks like they're really trying to catch Central off guard here. Again, they're in the shotgun formation. 2nd down for Jackson and company. This time, Jackson will keep it. And he falls forward. Looks like he's picked up another first down for the Bears.
Jackson from out of Pompano Beach, Florida. On a quarterback keeper, picks up big yardage, enough to pick up a first down. Keeps the drive alive for the Bears as they're having no problems moving the ball against the Eagle defense.
Curtis Campbell coming up with the stop there. So the Bears, 1st and 10 at the North Carolina Central 26-yard line. Again, they go with the 5 receiver set, 3 to the near side. Jackson with time. Pass is caught again. Looks like number 84, Edwin Baptiste, the junior wideout, has been the main target for Jackson so far in the game.
You know, we talked, I don't know if we talked about it, but I know it was mentioned somewhere today that Morgan State has a Florida connection. A number of players come from Florida, and right now, Baptiste is making his presence being felt on the field.
So far, very impressive drive by the Bears offense. 2nd down and 5 here on the Eagles' 21-yard line. Again, they go with the shotgun. Jackson to the outside with the sweep. And he falls forward. What looks like another first down for the Bears.
Looks like Spears, I think, made the stop that time. From Bun Level, I think, North Carolina. Not familiar with that area of Carolina, but comes in to make the major play. We can see it on the replay here. Great run for the QB for Morgan.
Just under 13 minutes to play in the first quarter no score, and it's 1st and goal, opening drive for the Bears, and they are threatening at the 6-yard line. Split formation, pitch out, Devin James on the sweep, and he walks into the end zone for our first score. Devin James.
6-yard run for Devin James for the TD. And, of course, the Bears drawing first blood with 12:30 in the period. Look at him here on the replay. Look at that. No problem there. Like another day at the office.
Well, Devin James finding a big hole. That was easy. That was an easy score for Devin James and that big mammoth offensive line as James Meade prepares for the point after for Morgan State.
He also had plenty of escort service to go along with him in the end zone. Extra point's good.
So with 12:30 to play in the first quarter, Morgan State will stay here as Morgan State takes the lead 7-0.
Well, I tell you right now, Central is behind the gun already early. Morgan State went down with about, I think, unofficial like 7 plays to get in the end zone. They had a decent return. They picked the ball up at the 5, got it to about the 33-yard line. So the Bears did what they wanted to do. And for defense, let's take a look here. There's a replay here. QB goes back. No, he gives it to his running back as they take it wide. And then they walks in for 6 yards for TD.
Well, when you got a big offensive line like Morgan does, that is an easy task for those guys that close to the end zone. And a 6-yard scamper for Mr. Florida, Mr. Devin James, and the magnificent marching band of Morgan State already early in this contest, getting everyone excited.
Looks like deep for North Carolina Central is going to be Spears, I see on one side. And is that Brown? No, that's looks like Jeffrey Henderson, young man from Gardner, North Carolina, are deep for the Eagles.
Well, kicking off for the Bears. Looks like it's going to be Jonathan Skeet.
They need a good return on this one. They need to get back in this game quickly. Do they have the capability of trying to get out the field? What do you think?
Absolutely. That's North Carolina Central here. We'll return this one. We've got a flag on the play. Looks like Tony McCord. This one is going to come back.
They also had a fumble at the end of it, but of course he was down when the fumble took place. It's like holding is the indication against the Eagles.
So we'll get a chance to look at the Eagles offense in a moment, led by their outstanding senior quarterback, Stafford Brown.
You know, we talked about getting good field position, and the Eagles had it momentarily, but of course that flag will take it all the way back to give them poor field position, and talking about a wasted opportunity in that particular situation.
Absolutely.
Now we're going to look to the leadership for North Carolina Central to try to get his team on a high note, maybe go down for a short pass, maybe on the first throw, and get some new life generated in his team very quickly.
Offensively for the Eagles, wide out Will Scott along with Wayne Blackwell, as we mentioned at the start. Gabriel Manns, James Fry will continue after this play. 1st and 10 for the Bears. Pitch out to McCord to the outside as he tries the sweep, and he is met by Guyton, the outstanding senior.
We talked about Guyton. Guyton will always lead the pack when it comes to gang tackling.
As we look at the offensive line, a big mammoth offensive line for the North Carolina Central Eagles, led by the guy Eric Stanley at right side. Olafoya is one of the best deep offensive tackles in all of football. And you look at the offense, the receivers, we talked about them, Will Scott, Wayne Blackwell. Stafford, Brown, hands off, straight ahead to McCord on the delay. May have picked up a yard on the play on 2nd down, and then it looks like the Bears defense bottled them up.
You know, it's going to be tough to identify who made the initial contact in the Bears defense. So far, it's been good gang tackling. A minimum of 3 Bears are getting to the backs.
So it'll be 3rd down and 8 here for the Eagles. Stafford Brown under center. And we'll get the starting lineups for the defense after this play. Brown to pass. The slant pass is incomplete, intended for Will Scott.
And it looks like defensively it was McCann, the defensive back from Miami, Florida, making the play.
Darren McCann, so that'll bring up 4th down for the Eagles, and they will have to punt here. Taylor Gray, the sophomore from Hillsborough, North Carolina, is in for North Carolina Central, and back deep for Morgan State, Jay Wilson.
Morgan has a possibility of coming up with some great field position, depending how effective this punt can be for the Eagles.
Wilson with the return, and he was touched, and the officials will down it there. It looks like Wilson may have called a fair catch, and the officials, and then he tried to take off and run. Jay Wilson, a very good player, but that time he made a mistake.
I really didn't see the fair catch. Let's take a look at it right here. Let's take a look. I don't know. I just don't see where he really gave the signal for a fair catch.
Well, it's 1st and 10 here for the Bears as they try to, again, put some more points on the scoreboard at the 43-yard line. You see Jackson under center. Baptiste in motion. Handoff is to James. Left side, and he is met by the wall. Sheldon Jacques, big guy in the middle in that tackle.
No question. And looks like Spencer also teaming to make the stop. Young man from Conway, South Carolina, in the right place at the right time with the defensive stop, makes it a 2nd down call for the Bears of Morgan.
After this play, we'll give you the starting lineups for the defense for North Carolina Central. 2nd down and 9 for the Bears, single back formation from Carlton Jackson. Again, they go to James, this time on the right side. He bounces outside before being brought down. Looks like number 8, big guy, Jeffrey Henderson, sophomore, makes the tackle. And here's our starting lineups for our defense. Up front, Donald Laster, one of the top guys, is I know you know a lot about him. Terry White, also another big name defensive lineman to help this Central Eagles defense. The linebackers are led by Troy McConaughey and Alex Winters. Rakeem Vick, another name to look out for. 3rd down here. Handoff is to James, straight ahead.
James got enough yardage to get the 1st down for the Bears to definitely keep the drive alive. That's certainly good news for Morgan State to keep the ball moving for him here. 9-18, still in the early period of this game.
He gets to show off his dreads a little bit that time after that play. We didn't get to mention the secondary of the Eagles. They're led by Curtis Campbell. Jeffrey Henderson is the other safety. The cornerbacks, we've got Miguel Johnson, big-time guy, and number 30, Rashad Fox. So it's 1st and 10 here for the Bears at the Eagles' 46-yard line. Jackson pressure on the outside.
Somebody was going for the head, and he made a nifty little move to save his head, if you will, at the last second.
Terrell White makes the tackle, the big defensive tackle. And Jackson tried to get out of his big paws, but couldn't do it. We do have a flag here.
Illegal motion, 84, offense, 5 yards, repeat, 1st down.
It looks as if the ball's going to go right pretty much at the same spot where they just took it away from. It's going to be mighty close, I think. Probably can make it a 1st down and 15 possibly for them.
Carlton Jackson, the quarterback transfer, as we see our officials for today: Chuck Williams, Derek Wells, Theodis White, Jay Bertle, Clement Hall, and Toby Tobias.
It looks, I thought we have a mix-up down here on the field. It looks as if Central, to me, said that we will decline the penalty, and they thought the ball would stay where it was at about the 46-yard line. and then one of the officials or the linesman blew the whistle to stop the action, and I think they're going to give him the penalty. It looks he's still got the ball in his hand, and yep, they gave him the penalty.
So it'll be second down, regardless. It'll be second down at 15, wherever they place the ball. And Morgan State will take over at the 48-yard line with 8:44 to go in the first quarter. Leading Central 7-0 as Jackson, again, back in the shotgun formation. Jackson will keep it. Barely gets a yard, maybe 2 on the play before being knocked down by Troy McConaughey.
North Carolina Central played some fired-up defense on this series of plays. They continuously put great pressure on the offensive line. The defensive backs, the linebackers came up to help out with the line, and it's made a difference. It's a big third down call now for the Bears of Morgan.
Coach Donald Healy's team right now look very impressive on the offensive side. Third down and 13 for the Bears. Jackson with time. Tries to keep it that time. He is tripped up. That'll bring up fourth down again. Terrell White with the tackle. So it'll be fourth down and 13 here.
First time today that Morgan's had to, here we go in the replay. Goes with the quarterback keeper and then sort of stumble up a little bit and a little tag at the end to make it official. Fourth down for the Bears of Morgan.
Jonathan Skeet's punt really short here. And a bobble. Bobble by Deshaun Spears. We're going to take a short break. Morgan State leading 7-0. We'll be back with more.
Members take 2 round trips on Acela, they get 1 free. Visit Amtrak.com for details.
They say the path chosen today prepares leaders for tomorrow. So I chose academics, excellence, and a diverse culture. My choice was clear. I am a graduate of Morgan State University.
Did you know that Morgan State University has educated more than half of the African American engineers, educators, and healthcare professionals in Maryland?
Welcome back to Morgan State University Hughes Stadium as we get a good shot at the coach of the Central Eagles, Moss Risen, who is in his second season as he's trying to find some answers for his offense today. So far they're down 7-0. 1st and 10 on their second possession, on the 18-yard line. Pressure by the Bears from up the middle. Looks like that was linebacker, one of the big linebackers on this team, Gregory Inyuke, senior from Plainfield, New Jersey, makes the tackle.
You know, we're taking a look here. Look at him. He sets up in the pocket, at least trying to set up, but felt the heat and, of course, had to eat it. And they dropped about 5 yards on the play. It's going to be about 2nd down and 15 for the Eagles as they're already deep in their own territory.
2nd down, 15 here for the Eagles. Again, they're in the shotgun formation. Stafford Brown. Hands off to McCoy. He may have picked up 5 on the play. Tony McCord, business management major from Stone Mountain, Georgia.
Right outside of Atlanta. Here we go. Look at the play. Right off tackle. Had some room, picked up some good yardage. Still gonna picked up about 8 yards on the play, but it's still a 3rd down play. They still need about maybe a long 8 to make the first. You know, we take a look at the scoring drive here too in the first quarter here, of course, when Morgan went down and scored 6 plays, 66 yards, 2:30 off the clock, a 6-yard run, touchdown, Morgan.
3rd down and 7 here for the Eagles offense. Screen pass to Deshaun Spears. He's going to be close.
It's going to be
a 1st down. It looks like they got it.
Yeah, watch this. Looked like it could have been a head face mask grab or something in it, at least around the head area. We're going to watch this one. Close. Maybe there was some mercy on the part of the official.
Terrell Guyton with the tackle, as you see Deshaun Spears with that big 1st down reception. 1st and 10 for the Eagles at their 30-yard line. I formation here. Wayne Blackwell in motion. And off again, this time is Tony McCord. He gets outside. Finally being brought down by one of the men in the secondary. Like Wilson, Jody Ellis with the tackle there.
That's the biggest play of the day so far for the Eagles from North Carolina Central, picking up a big 1st down, and they needed to keep the drive. Look at him, a little dip to the inside, and then cuts to the outside, picks up the 1st down yardage for the North Carolina Central Eagles.
A big, big run that time by Tony McCord, the sophomore, who only had 42 yards against James Madison in their disappointing defeat, Harrisburg, Virginia. So it's 1st and 10, and they're on the other side of the 50 now in Morgan State territory. Handoff again to McCord, and he follows that big offensive line. Looks like he may have picked up about 5 or 6 on that play.
We talked a lot about Devin James, but McCord is not it's not too bad either. He's doing a good job for him. He got him a 1st down on the last play. This time he picked up another 5 yards. McCord is starting to make a difference.
Tony McCord didn't start last week, but he's starting this week because of the injury to Schenkel. And so far, he's doing a pretty good job in this first half. 2nd down and 5 here for the Eagles. 4:08 to go in the 1st quarter. Again, they go to the I formation, try to go straight ahead.
Looks like a good shoestring tackle that time to make the difference, to catch him a little short in the backfield. Xavier Bird from Glen Burnie, Maryland, certainly in a key spot to make the stop. It's going to be a 3rd down play for him.
Jeff Tolliver was the ball carrier that time. It's Terrell Guyton from Miami, one of the original Miami recruits on this team for Morgan State, and he is the one that kind of started all of this Florida exodus to Maryland here in Baltimore. 3rd down and 6 here for the Eagles. As Brown rolls to the right. It looks like he's going to keep it. And he goes out of bounds. Darren McCain, the junior, was not letting him get by him. Stafford Brown, great athlete.
I think Brown was close. He was trying to run to the sticks, but I'm not sure if he made it. I think it's going to be short, and it looks like they're going to mark him short. It's going to be a 4th down play for the Eagles.
Well, Stafford Brown, the 6'1", 207 native of Washington, D.C., played at Dunbar High School, where he shined a little bit. You know, desires one day to be in the mass communications business and probably be sitting up here announcing this game one day.
Think he's going to do your job?
Hey,
I mean
it's
my
possible.
job.
It's very possible.
Our job. We got a break. It looks like any action on the field here with 3 minutes left in the 1st quarter. And
3 minutes to go, and you're looking at the Central sideline. Their coaches are trying to get this team pumped up. They're doing a pretty good job, I think, Jackie, right now on this drive, and they would really love to have some points at the end of it.
I was just taking a look at one of the polls here. The latest poll here, we're looking at some of the top schools here. Looks like Tuskegee is ranked #1, followed by Delaware State, Tennessee State, Prairie View A&M. Hampton's ranked #5, and out of the MEAC, #6 is Albany State. Grambling #7, South Carolina State's #8, Jackson State #9, and they have Norfolk State ranked #10.
We get a shot there of the head coach, North Carolina Central, and then we're on the other side, Donald Hill-Ely, the head coach of Morgan State. In his 7th season, he coached at Hampton for a time. He also coached in the CFL, the Canadian Football League, for the Baltimore Stallions, where they captured a Grey Cup. You know, they said that Central's band was not coming, and you see they are in rare form in their maroon uniforms. They're looking really good there, Jack.
Well, you know, they have a fine musical background that's been at Central for a long time.
4th and 1, McCord very close on the handoff. I don't know if he got that one.
He didn't make it. Morgan did a great job of penetration at the last moment. He's going to be right back at the line of scrimmage.
Jody Ellis, the sophomore from Evanston, Illinois, transfer from Illinois, with the big stop there for Morgan State. So they will take over 1st and 10 at their 41-yard line. Another good stand by the defense of the Bears.
All right, we talked about that Bear defense, and it's been pretty effective so far. They've been able to maintain the stopping of most of all of the Central drives so far early in this first quarter of play, and they've been very effective, no doubt about it.
Carlton Jackson again under center for the Bears. Bobbles the snap there.
He wants to throw deep.
He had a lot of time to throw the football, but he did not let it go as Donald Laster gets the sack, the sophomore from Shaker Heights, Ohio. Big play there.
That was wise on his part because he did have a lot of time to throw, but the receivers were really well covered defensively by the defensive backs of Central. Here he goes back now in the pocket, and as we look at the replay, sets up, wants to go long, pulls it back because he has to, and Central Eagles are everywhere.
2nd down and 11 now for the Bears with 2:15 to play in the first quarter. Bears offense looking to continue. There's Jackson eluding pressure here, trying to find someone as he looks for Edwin Baptiste on that one. He's been his top target thus far in the first quarter, and that one is incomplete. Good defense that time from Curtis Campbell, the strong safety out of Rayford, North Carolina. It'll be 3rd down and 11 for the Bears.
I think Baptiste was a secondary receiver. We'll look in the replay. Look at the QB. Time. Now he goes into a foot race, looks for a receiver, lets it go as he's running, and goes to the second primary receiver. Incomplete.
Again, I formation. This time it's Devin James. Finds a big hole. Devin James bounces outside. He crosses the 50-yard line before being brought down. And again, Devin James, spectacular run.
That was a 12-yard run for Devin James. They need 11 yards. He gave him 12.
Devin James is 178-yard performance. He's got some big shoes to fill. You see here, you just look at his ability to bounce outside. His vision is spectacular. I love the way he runs. I remember him last season backing up Chad Simpson. This guy can do great things. It's 1st and 10 now for the Bears at the Eagles' 49-yard line. Rollout by Jackson. He has Baptiste on the sideline. He is brought down by Rashad Fox.
Going to be a 2nd down for them, and they're going to still need about 5 yards to pick up the first. Talking about James in the meantime, if you don't remember who James is, all you have to do is look for the dreadlocks as they go through the hole, and you remember who Devin James is. He's flying all over the place.
He is looking spectacular, and interesting story as we look at the Bears ready to partay here in Baltimore. 57 seconds remaining. It's 2nd down and 4 for the Bears at the Eagles 43. Handoff straight ahead again is James with the carry.
He's going to be a little short on the pickup on this. He still went forward, maybe picked up 3, but I think he's going to still need about 2 yards to pick up the first. Good run still for a consistent running back for the Bears.
Troy McConico with the tackle out of Richmond, Virginia, making the play. And Devin James and Carlton Jackson both played football together back in Miami, Florida, in Pompano Beach, Florida, excuse me. They went to Blanche Ely High School. They both were teammates, which is an interesting story. 3rd down and 2 now for the Bears. Shotgun for Jackson. Jackson fires on the slant pattern. Is his receiver, Baptiste, and he drops the football. Edwin Baptiste has been getting a lot of balls thrown his direction, but that time he was unable to hold on to it.
Here goes a pass right across the middle and between 2 defensive players for Central. Miguel Johnson from Gainesville, Florida for the Eagles in the right place at the right time, and brings up a 4th down, and we got 4.1 seconds left in the quarter.
I think Baptiste saw Troy McConico in the corner of his eye and kind of pulled up a little bit on that one.
They might want to look at the running back they haven't used in the last few plays here, McCord. He had a good running game, gave him a 15-yard pickup on the field earlier, and also went with a 5-yarder.
Well, it's 4 seconds to go. Morgan State leading 7-0 over the Eagles, and they are threatening. We'll be back.
Morgan State University ranks #1 in the state and among the top 20 campuses in the country in graduating African Americans at the baccalaureate level. We have given great emphasis to improving quality of our programs, the quality of our facilities, the quality of our services at the university. Athletics is indeed important to the university. It's also, of course, one of the ways of raising the visibility of the university and otherwise improving the quality of life on the campus. Given the demographic, given the increases in the African American populations, increase in Hispanics and other minority groups, I think that the historically black colleges will continue to play a major role in providing the workforce for the next century and beyond.
Welcome back to Hughes Stadium in Baltimore, Maryland. It's 4th down and 2 here for Morgan State as Jonathan Skeet prepares to punt here. Sean Spears is back deep for the Eagles.
Short kick, but he gets a good bounce, and they're going to roll it dead around the 7-yard line, so it came out to be pretty good for him.
So the North Carolina Central offense will come back on the field as Coach Risen and company just trying to get these guys back on track. Coach Risen is one of the outstanding offensive minds that we have in college football. The offensive coordinator during that 2006 CIAA run that Central had when they were in the CIAA. Now they're in an independent conference awaiting the MEAC conference. Jackie, I know you're a MEAC guy, Norfolk State.
You had to go there, didn't you?
Well, that's the end of the first quarter. Morgan State is leading 7. 0 over North Carolina Central as we get a shot at the cheerleaders and the band. Some of the pageantry of historically black college games here. And that's one of the things I think a lot of people don't understand is, I mean, well, a football game is a party, man. College football is a party.
Lexter, I got the binoculars here if you need them. But in the meantime, we're going to take a look. You talked about the independent part of North Carolina Central. Certainly that's the key factor. Central, rumor has it, they're going back to the Mid-Eastern Athletic Conference. And I say going back because North Carolina Central was one of the original members of the Mid-Eastern Athletic Conference, and they did return back to the CIAA, and now they're playing in the independent division right now because it is rumored that they're coming back to the Mid-Eastern Athletic Conference. Now, I say rumored because I think the MEAC is, along with any other Division I programs, until the school has legally made all of their commitments and academics and whatever else that takes place, they cannot declare that they are going back there officially, from what I understand. So that's sort of the scope on that. On the other hand, Morgan in the Mid-Eastern Athletic Conference, a proud member, one of the original members. This year they're picked 5th to finish in the MEAC.
Absolutely. So it'll be 1st down and 10 here for the Eagles. Start this quarter. Stafford Brown is wasting little time getting past to one of his top targets. Looks like that one was Will Scott, and a tackle by number 24, Gary Albury, who's a free safety out of Orlando.
All right, that's a big pickup for the Eagles right there. That's 2nd down. They're going to need about a good yard to pick up the first, so a great first play on this drive.
2nd down and 2 here. It's Will Scott out of Charlotte, North Carolina, on that reception. Scott to the near side, handoff straight ahead, nowhere to go. Tim Schenkel on the carry.
And he's met by a host of Bear defenders on that. At least 4 Bears in on the play, and a drop of about 4 yards on the play. That's going to bring up a 3rd down situation and possibly 4.5 to make the first.
Well, on the sideline, we've got Susan Stark with something big. Susan, what you got for us?
Morgan State has now have a new fan behind us. There is the Morgan Mile. And these are a bunch of men designed that will actually be at all the games this season. And they are designed to give more leadership to the male community, because that way more male can graduate. Since right now we have 37% male graduating versus 42 female graduates. Back to you in the stands. Or back to you up here.
Thank you, Susan. 3rd down here and 4. And that's interesting because these are student athletes. And a lot of times that kind of get lost in the shuffle. These guys are, they're playing football, but Monday through Friday, they've got to do some studying.
Oh, yeah. Did she say mimes? Is that what you said? Well, we'll get back with the touch-up on it because I think I partially heard what she said there. Maybe because I'm getting older.
1st and 10 for the Eagles on their 29-yard line. Again, with the shotgun formation, Brown has a lot of time. Pass was intended for Wayne Blackwell, and short hopped it on that one. Stafford is been very, very quiet, along with Blackwell, who has we thought was going to come in this game and be a barn burner, but he has been very quiet in this game. Senior wideout.
I was taking a look at the first quarter stats right quick. 1st downs for Central, they have 2. And Morgan State picked up 5. Taking a look at the rushes, North Carolina Central 9 rushes for 34 yards. Morgan State 13 for 79.
2nd down and 10 here. 3 receivers to the near side. Looks like they're going to go with the reverse to Will Scott. Nowhere to go for Scott. He is met immediately by Jarrell Guyton and company.
You know, that to me, that play spelled disaster. He took the entire Baltimore tour to try to pick up 10 yards and fell back with more loss on the play of about a 5-yard more loss.
Scott looked like he was trying to go back to Charlotte on that return. Guyton and company not having it.
Yep, I think they better forget about that one right now. We're leaving. big third down for the Eagles. They need to pick up about 17 yards to pick up the first, and they're already deep. The ball's at the 24-yard line.
Stafford Brown, general of this offense. 3 receivers. He just throws this one way up high. Good defense that time by Darren McCann, the junior cornerback out of Miami. Pass was intended. Sophomore Deshaun Spears.
That looked kind of like the old Hail Mary pass, if you will, to me. He was like he's throwing one out of desperation and thought he would catch the Bear defense sleeping on that, but that was not the case at all.
So it'll be 4th down for the Eagles, and that means Taylor Gray is back for the Eagles to punt, and Jay Wilson is deep for the Bears to receive. Max protection for the Eagles. This one bounces around the 50, and a nice, friendly bounce for the Eagles. We do have a marker on the field.
I was taking a look at the time of possession, too, in the first quarter here, too. Morgan State had the ball for 9:01 and 5:59 in the time of possession in the first quarter for North Carolina Central, but it still comes down to the points and totals in this game. The Bears have 7 points, and Central has not scored or been close enough to even attempt to score thus far. And yet I'm kind of surprised. Morgan has not been able to take advantage of this drought, if you will, for Central and get more points.
Yeah, we kind of thought we were going to get a little more offense from both teams as we listen to our official.
Illegal block in the back, above the waist, during the kick. Number 33 on the receiving team. 10 yards, first down.
That's a break for North Carolina Central, which will back the ball all the way down to, looks like about the 24. Well, we'll call it 25. It's right there at the marker. So to put them all the way back to the 25-yard line, well, they have to go to work from there.
12:19 to play in the first half. Morgan State leading 7-0 as the Bears underway here at their 25-yard line. Carlton Jackson Batiste in motion. Handoff is to Devin James straight ahead. Immediately he is brought down. You see big number 50, Burrell White, always in the middle of the pack. 278-pound Winston-Salem native. That's where they're going to hold the MEAC tournament next season for basketball.
I think old Sam Battle came in to help out a little bit too. He's a freshman defensive lineman listed at 266 pounds. He's no chicken. Rocky Mount, North Carolina, and that is the home of chickens.
A 2-yard gain by James. 2nd down and 8 here at the 27-yard line for the Bears. Jackson fires the pass to Robert Surratt, senior from Oxon Hill, Maryland. Tackled by Rashad Fox. Surratt out of Gwynn Park High School in PG County. Had a pretty decent game against Towson. 8 receptions, 119 yards, 1 touchdown in their 2016 loss to their crosstown rival. So it'll be 3rd down and 8 now for Morgan State.
I know I'm going to get in trouble over that chicken statement.
I'll get back with you on that chicken statement. 3 receivers again to the near side. Jackson with time. He fires this one over the head of Robert Surratt. It looks like the receiver and quarterback has some issues, but there is a penalty marker at the 50-yard line.
This could be a huge call if it's in the favor of Morgan to keep the drive alive. Let's take a look here. Receiver going down. Good coverage. Little shove there, no doubt.
He bumped him.
Yep.
That's definitely pass interference. And without question, it looks like Morgan is going to get this one on the
pass interference. Number 30 on the defense. 15 yards from the line of scrimmage. Automatic first down.
A big penalty there for the Eagles as Morgan State again with a big break there. They will take over with pretty decent field position. The Bears are moving the ball. They're moving the chains, Jackie. And I tell you, if Central can't find answers, it's gonna be a long afternoon for this defense.
Well, I think it has been a long afternoon already, and I think Central's defense can get stronger if they get a score in this game.
First down and 10 for the Bears at their 42-yard line. Handoff is to James. He hops over one defender, but he cannot get past the other one. Big number 51, Deshaun Bowden.
Yeah, he's a big boy, and he was in the right place at the right time to make the stop. A loss on the play of 1 is going to bring second down 11 for the Bears of Morgan. And if you join us late, the Bears are up 7-zip with 11:03 in the first half.
Well, Devin James trying to fill some big shoes in Chad Simpson, last season's 2007 MEAC Player of the Year. Alton Jackson calling the offense for the Bears. Second down and 11. Just under 11 to play. He eludes one guy, but he can't get away from a host of maroon and gray players. Jaquez Canty, the sophomore, there on the stop.
Yeah, he's from Winston-Salem, North Carolina, making a stop, and that was huge. He had a lot of traffic in that backfield at that time, and he couldn't get away. Watch the traffic. Gets real crowded real quick. Look at the door starting to close down. No alleyways to get away from Canty. Still piling on.
Canty, how you said, from Winston-Salem, wants to be a sports manager one day. That's a good field to get in. I mean, being an agent, why not, you know? You get 15%, third down and 14 for the Bears. Jackson with a lot of time across the middle. He finds his receiver, Robert Surratt, who goes in the air to catch that one. A big-time catch for Surratt.
Yep, and it gives him a first down, big first down. Here he goes. Look at the time he has right across the middle. A clean catch, no doubt about it. 1st and 10 for the Bears.
And he had to basically stretch out. Can you do that, Jack?
No.
I don't know.
It would be real ugly.
That would be tough. Both trying to do something like that. Morgan State, 1st and 10 here. 9:51 to go in the first half. The Bears again threatening on the opposite side of the 50 in Eagles territory. 35th meeting between these teams here.
I'm excited about halftime. We got 2 great bands on tap. Can you believe that? We got the Eagles and we got the Bears. It's going to be a war at halftime.
You already at halftime. I'm trying to enjoy the second quarter. You're already on the sideline watching the band.
But you don't understand. There's more to this game than just the 2 teams on the field. It's the excitement of these 2 great bands as well.
There's Donald Laster, who is looking like he is shaken up here. 1st and 10, Devin James shakes one defender, and James slides to about the 20-yard line. Another big carry for Devin James, who looks like he is going to be called Big Game James after this run. Look at this run here.
Oh, yeah, look at it. Smooth move, goes to the outside, cuts, little dip right there, still keeps his balance, and he's finally ragged down by number 48, who makes the play for him, Alex Winters, young man from Burlington, North Carolina. Big first down for the Bears.
So the Bears again threatening Devin James. Phenomenal first half, 1st and 10 at the 23. This time a handoff to his backup. Keith Lee dives into the end zone for the score. The Greensboro native has the touchdown.
It's amazing how the talent has sort of crossed around with these 2 teams. Somebody from Miami, somebody from D.C., and here we go, Keith Lee on the move, rambles inside to the 10, the 5, touchdown with a flip over in the end zone, but it still counts 6. Big touchdown score for Morgan.
Well, James Meade and company, big time run there by the Bears. James Meade set for the point after.
And the extra point is good. Morgan State pulling away.
14-0 Morgan State. It's Prince Hall Day here in Baltimore, Maryland. 9:09 to play in the first half, and right now the Morgan State faithful have something to cheer about in the blue seats.
Is the Prince coming? Is he here? Did I miss it?
Morgan State with a big first half on the ground. And I tell you, the Eagles defense, they've got a lot of questions right now. We'll be back with more after these messages.
We get a lot of push-ups in the end zone, too.
What's your destination?
We make it easy to get involved by offering you a lot of fun choices like sports, student government, music, theater, dance, literature, and much more. NCCU's 109 campus groups are as varied as the students who join them.
Welcome back to Hughes Stadium on the campus of Morgan State University. Morgan State just adding to their lead after that 8-play, 75 yards, 3 minutes and 10-second drive, and they are rolling right now, and they're trying to get that first victory of the season. Skeet kicking off here for the Bears. Back deep is number 5, the outstanding Tony McCord. He gets past a couple of defenders, but he can't elude them all as Danny Evans makes the tackle.
Well, we talked about McCord, and of course he goes in one of the special teams and gives Central a decent field position. The ball's going to be spotted, looks like, about the 33, maybe 34-yard line. They'll give them a first and 10. All right, look at the bands. I talked them up, and now look at that camera shot, man. They are the Eagles of North Carolina Central, as I get my English right. Great sound. They're letting you know that they're coming for halftime.
Well, Stafford, Brown, and company, they've got to get something going before halftime. It's first and 10 for the Eagles as Brown fires a slant pattern. There's his man, Wayne Blackwell, with his first reception of the game.
Been looking for that combination for a while, and finally paid off. It's going to give him another first down, keeps the drive alive.
Stafford Brown, who this is a homecoming for him, and he really thought that today he would shine, and he's going to have to do something to get this offense going. As you saw that time, Wayne Blackwell, finally the two hook up. Stafford, who has done so much in a short period of time through the years, is one of the top quarterbacks in North Carolina Central's history. And we'll talk more about that as the game goes on. First and 10. This time, the handoff to the running back. Schenkel fumbles, loose football. And instead of Morgan just falling on it, finally we've got Troy Leftwich coming up with the loose football, and it looks like Morgan State's offense is coming back on the field.
We need to take a look at that running back for Central. I think he made a couple of key errors. First of all, when he got the ball, look at him. We're going to go back. Looks like a handoff play. Instead of him going to the hole, he tries to swing it out wide and deep, and he loses on the play completely on a loss of yardage. And I think it was the same running back that did it earlier with the big loss that they had earlier in this game, and then he turned around and gave up the football as well.
Well, Jody Ellis with the big hit knocks the ball loose. That will set up this 1st and 10 for the Bears at the Central Eagles 28-yard line. Here comes the reverse. Is Aaron Moore outside.
That's touchdown.
Right near the goal line. Touchdown, Morgan State.
Man, he went around there like he was the bus.
28-yard scamper for Aaron Moore, the Owens Mill native. Got a couple of fans in the stands. I know Owens Mill down the street, one of the suburbs of Baltimore. Aaron Moore, normally you see him on the special teams. That time you can see Morgan State coach Donald Ely has a lot of running backs in his repertoire. James Meade, number 35, pushes the point after between the goal posts. Morgan State now with a 21-0 commanding lead over the Eagles. We're going to take a short break, Jackie, and we'll be right back.
This opportunity for exposure for Morgan State athletics is significant to us. It's very exciting. We look forward to having the opportunity to enhance the mission of the university through sports and showcase our athletic ability on the field. We feel that the mission of athletics and the role of athletics within that mission of the university is to extend the boundaries of the institution, help build the image of the institution, and reach out into the community throughout the United States through competition and sports. Our vision for the Morgan State Bears is, simply put, we like to measure ourselves in terms of championships and degrees. And with that vision in mind, we feel that we can enhance and supplement the mission of the institution, which is to educate minority groups in the state of Maryland and continue to be a leader in higher education throughout the United States and, of course, the region.
Welcome back to Hughes Stadium. Right now, the Morgan State Bears with a commanding lead over the Eagles, 21-0. And Susan Stark is on the sideline with something. What you got for us, Susan? James Geek kicks off here. And it looks like this one is going to be stopped here. McCord had his foot out of bounds, so North Carolina Central just having a lot of technical difficulties.
1,000 of these tickets were handed out by the most worshipful Prince Hall Grand Lodge of Maryland. And they are a bunch of fraternities that provide supportive educational environment with emphasis on providing support to low-income communities. So 1,000 children came from different communities just to see what a college life is like.
I tell you, the Prince is here.
You did, Jack.
And bearing gifts as well.
It's going to be 1st and 10 now with 8:09 to play in the first half. The Bears, very unkind so far to their visitors from Durham, North Carolina, the North Carolina Central Eagles.
Yeah, they did take up the welcome mat real quick. 21-0 says a lot.
Eagles at the 8-yard line. Immediately they try to find Schenkel. Tim Schenkel with the carry.
You know, what I've been waiting to see from North Carolina Central is a decent throw downfield. They threw early in the first quarter. One pass downfield, I call it the Hail Mary pass at the time, but they haven't really taken a good look at their wide receivers, and they need to start looking at that. They got to step this game up. It's 21-0 in the first half.
Jarrell Guyton credited with that tackle on that play. 3-yard gain, so it's 2nd down and 7 here. Again, Schenkel going to the outside on the right side this time. Finally, he is brought down. Schenkel is getting a lot of carries. We really didn't expect to see him, early on. We didn't think he was going to play, but he is getting a lot of carries in this game. Darren McKay with the tackle. And I'm a little surprised that McCord is not getting more touches. As you mentioned, he was having a pretty decent first quarter.
Well, I can't sit there and mad at Schenkel right now because he did give him a first down. And certainly they need a couple of those to keep things going.
1st down and 10 now. This time again, they go to Schenkel. He tries to find some room, nowhere to go. A host of Bears there to meet him. Of course, Guyton was there. He seems to be everywhere for this defense, but Danny Evans was also in the mix.
If there's going to be a Bears den, Guyton is going to always be Papa Bear right there, believe me. He's always on the job.
They've got some big boys up front. Kevin Myrie, defensive tackle, red shirt freshman who has been having a solid first half for the Bears. 2nd down and long now. 6:28 to go in the first half. Brown overthrows, and it's intercepted by Jody Ellis, a sophomore from Evanston, Illinois.
That playing field just got a lot longer for North Carolina Central right now because the Bears are in a key situation and a good possibility of another scoring threat with the ball. Looks like there's going to be marked about the 34-yard line.
Great athletic ability by Jody Ellis on that one. He's a transfer from Illinois, the Fighting Illini. This guy can flat out play. You talk to the coaches and you talk to the sports information guys, they tell you this guy is a player. And that time he makes a big time play for the Bears. Sets them up here, 1st and 10 at the Eagles' 33-yard line. Again, Devin James shakes one defender outside.
Here we go.
He tight ropes the sideline before being bounced out of bounds. There is a penalty marker down, but another spectacular run by James.
Looks like Johnson made the stop on him, a young man from out of Waldorf, Maryland, and I think it's going to go against him as well on that play.
Gail Johnson, cornerback. You don't want your cornerbacks making tackles.
Block in the back, above the waist, number 84, offense, 10 yards, repeat, 1st down.
Stand to be corrected on that one. This time going against the Bears. Here we go as we take a look at the run. No problem there with the run on the part of the running back there, Mr. Devin. And of course, it happened with the big offensive lineman, guilty up front. The men down in the trenches that don't get a lot of glory, but always on the job.
Edwin Baptiste, normally known for catching the football. That time he was caught holding. It'll be 1st down and 25 for the Bears. Roll out here for Jackson. Lose one defender. Finds James on the opposite side. James shaking one guy, and he does a little too much. Loses the football. Looks like Central may have recovered this one.
Well, they did. No doubt about it. Number 48 was the man that recovered it for North Carolina Central.
Alex Winters, the senior from Burlington, North Carolina. You see Jackson, great athletic ability there. Finds his man James, but James, I think, just doing a little too much on that one.
And Winters comes up with the recovery, young man from Burlington, North Carolina. And big play for the Eagles. fact, the Eagles offense, I thought, was a little slow to get on the field here, but perhaps getting some last instructions there from the coaching staff.
Well, that was the first turnover for the Bears. 1st and 10. Stafford Brown takes this one.
And we got a marker.
Another penalty marker on the field. And we may have a player that's shaken up. Looked like Sheldon Jocks is the man shaken up a bit. He's going to walk off the field. That's a good sign.
Looked like he got his bell rung.
They're going to call this a 15-yard penalty here against the Bears, as Stafford Brown just trying to get his team's offense in tune. As we look here at the end of the play, Stafford, as he was going down, it looks like one of the defenders may have a little extracurricular activity there, but it'll be 1st and 10 here for the Eagles at their 43-yard line. Brown's pass is complete.
Well, you know, there was a high snap on the part of the center, and of course it was a low toss by the quarterback, so they're fortunate to get even back to that point.
Deshaun Spears is the receiver on that one. Looks like he lost 2 yards on the play on that one. Sophomore from Byrne Level, North Carolina. One of the playmakers on this team. 2nd down for the Eagles. This time it's Schenkel with the carry.
The problem I'm looking at right now for North Carolina Central is they haven't really threatened to throw the football enough to make it a serious threat. And now defensively on the part of the Bears, they know pretty much to look for the run.
Gregory NUK with the tackle, one of the senior standouts. 50 tackles in 07, one of the big hitters on this team for Morgan State.
It's amazing. There are some people that do love to hit.
3rd down and 5 now for the Eagles. I formation. This time it's a pitch to Schenkel. He is being chased by Guyton. And Schenkel finally gets out of bounds. He may have picked up another 1st down for the Eagles.
Well, that was a tough little run on the part of the running back, and man, he got bounced right close to the markers, but still it should be 1st down yardage, and yes, they do have 1st down yardage on the play.
Schenkel came into the season, into this game with 14 carries and 62 yards. A shot at Coach Donald Hill-Illy, whose defense is one of the best in all of college football. 1st and 10 for the Eagles at the Morgan State 47-yard line.
Oh, broken up.
Brown's pass is intended for Blackwell. And all he did was hit the back of the defender.
You know, the thing about that play is a good thing. They did start looking downfield even with the pass. Now, he may not be very effective with it on a consistent basis, but he's got to throw that football some so that his running game will develop even more.
Fred Davis with the defense that time, so it's 2nd down and 10. Again, no backs in the backfield. It's just Brown. Pressure up the middle by Davis.
A little floater out of bounds. That won't amount to anything.
Another incomplete pass for the Washington, D.C. native, who has had a lot of pressure in this game from that defense of Morgan State.
21 zip, if you will, as the Bears of Morgan on top, 3:31 in the 1st half. And it's a big 3rd down play for the Eagles of North Carolina Central. Ball looks as if it's spotted at the 47-yard line.
Stafford Brown and company, looks like they're going to call a timeout here. Doesn't like something on the defensive side.
Yep, we got a break in the action here as they break with 3:31, and certainly going to discuss the issues.
$21-0, 3:31 to go. And right now it's been all Morgan State University.
And I was looking too at some of the players, haven't seen a lot of him. thought I would see more. He has played in the game so far. Keith Lee, who plays with the Eagles, almost scored his first career touchdown last week against Towson. And he hails from Greensboro, North Carolina, and played at Dudley High School. And also I noticed, too, that Morgan State punted the football only one time last week against Towson. Some interesting little stats here and there.
Moss Rising trying to get his team back on track, trying to get something before the end of this first half as we get a shot at the Central cheerleaders and Morgan State cheerleaders. Morgan State cheerleaders, you know, usually have a competition during the MEAC tournament, and Morgan State was one of the top cheerleading squads in the entire conference.
I heard you had a front row seat. I don't know if that's true or not.
Third down and 10 here for Stafford Brown and company. They go with the screen.
That won't give them a first down by any means.
A short gain.
Picked up about 2.
Scott was the receiver. Terrell Guyton, big time preseason, all hyped, everything, all MEAC first team. This guy has done a lot defensively. He returns to a defense that was just spectacular last season, and we can see so far this season it looks like they're going to do something big again. 4th down and 8
and they're
for
gambling.
the Eagles. Pressure up the middle.
Got to get rid of it.
Brown throws the interception. Darren McCain with the interception. The junior from Miami, Florida, transferred from Connecticut with the big-time interception, and that defense has really confused Stafford Brown and company.
Here we go again on the replay. Look at the QB. Runs wide, tries to throw the ball on a dead run, and he was off balance as he threw it in the right place at the right time. Look at number 7 dancing along the sidelines and picks up a big interception.
2 good things that time. Pressure up the middle by the Morgan State defense, which got Stafford Brown uncomfortable, and then he was pressured again on the outside. And as he threw that interception, 1st and 10 at the 50. Devin James, the ball carrier, straight ahead. May have picked up 1 yard. If he did, that would be kind, but he was stopped immediately. The defense of Central has tried really hard to contain this guy, but as you know, this guy, Devin James, has been just having a phenomenal first half, along with his backup, Keith Lee.
Well, again, we still talked about the power of, the offense has got to do something for Central to sort of instill some more kill spirit in the defense for the Eagles.
2nd down and 10 now at the 50. Go with the option. Jackson will keep it this time.
I think he lost maybe a yard, maybe 2 yards on that play, trying to run through the wall, and it just wasn't there.
Dominique Moore with the stop. Jackson and company. Just letting that offense churn away. We knew that Morgan State would possibly have success in this game. Central gave up over 276 yards rushing against James Madison. And thus far today, they've had trouble stopping the run. 3rd down and 10 at the 50. Jackson with time, a nice pocket. This one, he overthrows his intended receiver, Edwin Baptiste. That'll bring up 4th down for the Bears.
I thought, at least I was hoping that the Bears would go for a home run ball with only 1:08 left in the first half. It would be a good time to try to surprise the Eagle defense, and just, I guess, a bad throw, if you will, just didn't connect. So now they got to give up the football.
Well, Jonathan Skeet is preparing to punt here for Morgan State. It's only his 2nd punt in this game. Back deep for the Eagles, Spears. And there's a timeout on the field for Morgan State.
Well, I'm hoping that North Carolina Central, when they get back into the punt formation, they might bring out a man named McCord that might have the possibility of maybe returning one back on this kick. Yeah, I think he has the speed. I think he has the agility to get up the field very quickly and could get a shot if he has good blocking along the sidelines for him.
21-0 right now. It's Morgan State, North Carolina Central tango here. They have been, they haven't played each other in quite some time. I mean, we're talking 1982, Jackie. I mean, that's a long time. Right now, the offense of North Carolina Central look like they're stuck in 1982 with their first half performance.
Yeah, you weren't even around then.
That's what you keep telling me.
I was. A minute 8 left in the first half, and of course we had a break in the action here, and here come the Eagles, and I think they're going to go right to the line and try to rush the play up the field.
Once again, Jonathan Skeet set to punt here, 4th and 10 for the Bears.
Now this is going to go.
Spears back deep to receive the punt, and they're going to fake this one.
And get the first down.
Skeet.
Oh, fumble. Picked up. Fumbled again.
Jonathan Skeet with the football, the punter, and he is in the end zone. Touchdown. Morgan State. One of the officials puts his hands up. Just confusion right there on 4th down.
They may bring it back.
And we are witnessing an interesting moment here. And Jackie, look at this. This is tough play here.
All right, here we go. Where the ball is lost. Picked up, looks like by number 19. Lost again. And it looks as if the ball got fumbled at least 3 times before it's finally recovered by a Bear. And he goes in, and you said it was a punt?
That was the punt.
Wow.
Can recover the ball. First down.
No touchdown. They call it back. And I tell you, I thought they were going to call it back. They cannot advance the ball.
Well, Morgan State will take over 1st and 10 at the Eagles' 36-yard line after that trickery by the coaching staff of the Bears. 53.8 seconds to play in the first half. And again, the Bears are in position to threaten. Devin James again with the handout to the outside. Handoff, and he is pulled down by his dreads. That's by Alex Winters.
We don't have any hair on the ground, do we?
Alex Winters.
Man, I tell you.
Senior.
That's a tough play, but also a good return. Look, here we go. As he turns the corner, headed to the outside, and definitely about a hair there a little bit.
It looked like he got some jersey and some dreads there.
You know, since his hair is so long, I wonder whether or not if the officials can really call as he's reaching for a jersey and his hair's in the same area.
Well,
tough.
It's fair game when your hair is that long. 2nd down and 1 for the Bears. Shotgun. Jackson fires up top. He goes! Oh my! Incomplete, but a spectacular play that almost ended up on the highlight reel for Carlton Jackson. Lamont Bryant was there.
Wow.
And a couple of other receivers for the Bears.
I tell you, in the last minute 10, we've seen some exciting football action, even if it hasn't counted on the scoreboard as of yet. Look at the ball tipped. And the second receiver gets a chance to recover. He turns in and falls on top of it, not with full control of the football. No touchdown.
It's 21-0. Morgan State right now leading North Carolina Central. 3rd down and 1. This time it's James. James brought down.
And a flag.
And we've got another flag here.
I tell you, they're really working the clock down to about 35.5 left. And the Bears just will not go away. They keep driving, punching, looking for the toss up the field. Waiting to see what the officials are going to say on the call.
Personal foul. Face mask. 28. Defense. Half the distance. Automatic. First down.
Big penalty against North Carolina Central. It's going to put them in a key situation, at least the Bears in a key situation, going to take the ball all the way down to about the 13-yard line, 1st and 10.
Well, that was Alex Winter. Again, this time he was, instead of grabbing the dreads, he grabbed the face mask to bring down Devin James. Devin, that's not going to stop Mr. James in this game. 1st and 10 now for Morgan State at the Eagles' 13-yard line. Jackson in the end zone.
Touchdown.
Edwin Baptiste for the score. Touchdown, Morgan State. The junior out of Miami is on the scoreboard, and a 13-yard strike from Jackson, who just threw that one up top.
They knew where they wanted to put the football, and they show it to you right here. And he held on long enough, too, for it finally fumbled out of bounds, but held on long enough for the 6.
Well, he expected some firepower from this offense. Didn't expect this much offense from Morgan State in the first half, as James Meade prepares with the point after.
And the extra point is good.
It's through the uprights. So with 29.2 seconds to play in the first half, Morgan State 28-0 right now over Central.
Actually 29.2 seconds left. I tell you, you can almost talk about halftime at this point in a way. North Carolina Central will have a lot to discuss at halftime. They will have to talk about looking upfield, trying to find some other receivers to look to, or either they might have to, well, I won't say that, maybe take a look at another quarterback that might be able to get the ball downfield. I don't know if that's a possibility for them or not. I'll leave that alone. Just a little speculation at this point.
They're not switching quarterbacks, not this early in the contest. That was an 8-play, 50 yards, 2 minutes and 5 seconds drive. Morgan State commanding lead. We'll be back with more after these messages.
What's your destination?
Welcome back to Hughes Stadium, and Morgan State kicked off, and North Carolina Central will take over. The Bears defense, 10 of the last 23 opponents, they've held them to 20 points or less dating back to 2006, and right now they've got a shutout going as we approach the halftime.
Wow, I mean, you know, I can't help but think, what does coaching staff go first when they go into the locker room in North Carolina Central? They've got a lot of issues to talk about, and trying to see what they can do to try to get back in this ball game. Taking a look at the coaching staff right now at the North Carolina Central sidelines, and the coach has got his hand in his chin like he's saying, what should we do?
1st and 10 for Central, North Carolina Central. Brown's pass is incomplete. And again, he has been misfiring in the first half, trying to get something going. And that time, his intended receiver was tight end DeMarcus Hill. But really a surprise that the offense has kind of been rattled in this game. We expected something from Brown.
I think when we look at the stats at the end of the first half, you'll see that maybe he's attempted somewhere like about 8 to 9 passes in this entire first half. And that, I think, will have to increase in the second half.
2nd down and 10 now for the Eagles with 24.7 seconds remaining in the first half at their 40-yard line. Brown's pass is intercepted again.
He's going to go for 6.
Darren McCain walks into the end zone for 6.
Wow. Well, what can the coach say now? It's going to be tough in that locker room. I don't want to be anywhere near the door.
Darren McCain, the junior cornerback from Miami, Florida. And the defense of Morgan State University again, looking spectacular, shining in this first half. It's just the first half, Jackie. Look at this play here.
Yep. And here we go. About a 50-yard scamper. We'll get the official total here in a moment anyway, coming up.
Looked like Deion Sanders in the high stepping into the end zone. James Meade with the point after.
And the extra point is good.
And the Bears have been perfect so far in the first half, leading North Carolina Central 35-0.
You know, we talked about the Bear defense. They've given up some points here, but you got to look about how they gave up the points. First of all, again, we talked about it often, about the defense playing on emotion. When your offense gets stagnant and can't move the ball, it plays on the players on the defensive unit, and therefore they tend to get tired a little quicker, and they get a little lax in their defensive sequences.
Well, that time he looked like Bolt, the Jamaican sprinter that just was spectacular during the Olympics in Beijing. Look at him just go down the sideline. Darren McCain, who does he remind you of?
A happy person.
I mean, he's celebrating before he gets to the end zone. This guy is big time talent for Morgan State.
He had reason to celebrate. A 50-yard return for a TD ain't a bad day's work at all. So he celebrated in a big way, and why not? You're winning big.
Jonathan Skeet preparing to kick off for the Bears, and again back deep for North Carolina Central, Deshaun Spears.
That was a dangerous kickoff for North Carolina Central. They let it drop, and they need to recover that ball quickly because that would have been a free ball, and perhaps the Bears could have recovered.
Tony McCord on that return, no yards there as we get a good shot of McCain, Darren McCain, not John McCain, Darren McCain. 10 seconds to play in the first half. Morgan State 35 points in the first half.
And by the way, Lexter, yes, we can. Let you chew on that one for a moment.
Coach Donald Hill Ely of Morgan State, he is 4-2 in home openers, and right now his team is with the commanding lead. 1st and 10 for the Eagles at their 29-yard line. Handoff is to Schenkel on the carry. We've got a new quarterback in the game. Keon Williams, the sophomore, has replaced Stafford Brown, and that will end the first half, and it's been a shocker. Morgan State all over the Eagles of North Carolina Central, 35-0, big time first half. Jackie, what is going on with the Eagles offense?
Big time first half for Morgan. Not necessarily a big time for North Carolina Central. It's been a hard time for North Carolina Central in the first half, and it's getting tougher.
Yeah, it's we've got Susan Stark on the sideline with Coach Donald Hill Ely.
Okay, can we turn around 1 second, Coach? That was quite a first half. How do you feel about how you did?
Well, you know, last week, we just put the challenge on these young men to go out and play a game that we know that they can play, one without a lot of penalties, wanted them to execute, and they've been executing, and it's showing on the board for us.
How do you keep the momentum in the second half?
Well, you know, keep their focus on another half and let them realize it's still 0-0, and come out, play another half, and not concentrate on what you're going to do tonight other than playing second half.
Thank you very much. Back to you, Jackie and Lex.
Well, Susan, you got an opportunity to talk to Donald Hill Ely, who is can celebrate a little bit, even though he's got another half to play. His team with a commanding 35-0 lead right now. We're going to take a short break. It's halftime here at Hughes Stadium. We'll be right back with more.
We sit around and we say the Willie Lynch letter. That didn't seem to bother nobody. The Willie Lynch letter was 1960 lingo. White folks didn't talk like that back then. That came out of the CIA headquarters. Just happened to be named Lynch. I don't have no problem. I don't have no problem with you saying to the young folks don't use nigger. Let me tell you what I got a problem with. When Denzel do a movie that y'all seem to like called The Great Debaters, and that white sheriff could say nigger, 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 and nobody said to Hollywood, wait a minute. When Denzel did the movie American Gangster, we heard of Al Capone, they never put American in front of his name. We heard of Dillinger, they never put American in front of his name. 5 brilliant Godfather movies, they never say American Godfather. But when it comes my turn, it's the American gangster. And when people in Europe look at that, they believe that gangsterism in America look like us. Somewhere. I would rather hear the word nigger, 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 and bitch and hoe all day long than to hear you black folks singing Amazing Grace, because you don't know where it came from.
Can we have our next question, please?
Wait a minute. John Newton, one of the most evil, ungodly, if there could be anybody on the planet more evil than the devil, it was John Newton. He was one of the most vicious slave masters in the history of the planet. He's out on his pleasure boat one day, and a storm came up. And because he denied God, he came out of a preacher house. And he saw that storm and he saw death. And he fell on his knees and prayed, said, God, if you spare me, never, ever will I be the person I was. And the storm ceased. And he wrote Amazing Grace. How sweet the sound. Thank you for giving a wretch like me. And you black folks sit and sing a song that's like a Jew singing a song that Hitler and them Nazis wrote. Suppose he hadn't been a slave trader. Suppose he would have been a white hoe that killed the Johns and the Tricks and repented and said, wrote the same song except saying, forgive a hoe like me. Can you see you black women standing in church singing, forgive a hoe like me? You ain't never been a hoe and you ain't never been a wretch, but that song don't seem to bother you. Somewhere. And finally, let me say this. If I had my way and I could lock all black folks up for 30 days, I would lock you up and let you listen to nothing but hillbilly music. Because there's a certain side of the blues. And so we're the only we're the only man on the planet that sing derogatory songs about our women. Huh? 1, 2, 3, 4, give me some more. Huh? I caught my baby in bed with my best friend. Listen to hillbilly music. Living in that trailer. He ain't never caught her doing nothing. He's always saying, I'm sorry. Please forgive me. But y'all shake your booty to it, the women and men dance to it, and you have no problems. I hope some of you young
I'm
folks...
sorry, I need to cut you.
Okay, then.
Because we do want to hear from our audience, and we don't have much time, so we're going to take the next question.
Hi, my name is Olu Yamisi, and I would like to make a statement. We have to protect and guard our minds from what we have been fed year after year through the media, the television, movies, and the radio. It's not just hip-hop. What hip-hop does is express all those images that we've heard for years and seen for years through the media. And it basically expresses them in words so strongly up front that we actually see what we've been called. We've been called through those movies. Whenever there's a prostitute in the movie, who is it? It's a black woman. I mean, not all the time, but most of the time. So we've been called subliminally an H or a hoe, a B or a bitch throughout the years. And we have to reject the TV, reject the movies. I've seen a lot of black people in the movie house. We spend our money like crazy on movies. We spend our time watching TV instead of actually going out, ignoring that stuff so we can actually become somebody. You cannot become someone being brainwashed 24/7 with all this negativity. And yes, I hope that we do get back to the roots of hip hop, because the roots were positive. It was a time back in the late 70s when hip hop started being played on radio stations or